Benny the Butcher. What's good, boy?
What's up with you, G's? How you, my boy?
Man, I can't complain, man. I'm pretty fair for a square. Yeah, I just wanted to chop it up with you, man, and just introduce you and everything that you've been doing, you know what I mean, to the world and to the game, man. To me, it's a beautiful thing to watch.
I came up under you and West, so like, what a lot of people don't know is that I call it a cheat code. Is that I got to watch the game before I jumped in. I got to learn from wins and the losses. I tell this to everybody all the time. Before I came out and spit my first rap to everybody, it was already fire because I sat back and watched. I just didn't want to jump in.
I'm sure it's dope too to be able to, have, your close homeboys and, homies from the hood, from the neighborhood. We've been doing music with from the beginning.
We carrying each other as family, not as like business partners. We from the street and we come with certain codes about loyalty and about respect, so we safe on that. And it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have it no other way.
Talk about like when you started out, when you first started out, like what even got you in the writing and just, doing this music stuff.
You remember that era where it was like Another Bad Creation was out. Heavy D and the Boys.
Yeah.
It was like kids on a music box. Y'all remember that? Mm-hmm. It was as kids we was watching other kids do their thing. You know what I'm saying? So I remember Wes used to come over to the house in the Langfield projects, and we used to watch those videos.
What would you say is like your favorite tape, and why? Why would you say that?
Tana Talk 3.
Because mine too, for the record.
You know what I mean?
I didn't cut you off.
The fans revere the Griselda catalog up here. That was my first Griselda album, so I had all that pressure. Whether y'all seen it on me or not, like I felt pressure.
Talk about the title, Tana Talk. What's up with that? Let the people know. I know what it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm from Montana Avenue. I shorten it and call it Tana Talk. You know what I'm saying? We got our own slang. We talk a certain way. You know what I'm saying? It's like giving them a piece of us. A piece of our music, a piece of how we talk, a piece of our life.
Particularly for you talking about things in a certain way with a certain, excellence that, you had to bend through it or lived it to understand and relate to it.
I go in, I'm like, how can I write this line where people know that I've done this before? If I'm writing about prison, what could I say about prison that only a person who's been to prison could say?
Is that how you go into it, like your beat selection? You looking for like certain type of canvas to paint your picture on?
I let the beat kind of pick me. If I feel it, I feel it. If I don't, I don't. And usually I feel it in the first 7 seconds, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I like a certain BPM, like in the 90s.
With the content that you coming with, you would think, like you said, is like, just the hustlers and the gangsters and, cats like that been through that trench, you know what I'm saying? But I look in the crowd and it's like skateboarders and backpackers and it's, females and it's them guys out there too and stuff like that. Like, how are you doing this, bro? How is you able to have, and with like, it's never no violence, it's never even a frown on nobody's face.
The biggest thing that I feel like building our Griselda brand done for us is gave us a target audience. I get on these records talking to a specific audience. I know who I'm talking to. People saying you need a radio record, you need this, you need that, da. Like, you don't need none of that, you know what I'm saying, with the internet. And I know that I could make a song for the hustlers, and the hustlers is gonna find it themselves. When you on a record telling people how we lost my brother and we didn't know who did it and how you got shot and the Bell's palsy and everything, it's like people wouldn't hear them stories like they hear if you didn't tell them. You feel what I'm saying? It's not on the news. It's not on TV. It's not a movie about it. The movie about it is the record that you wrote. People are attracted to those stories, to those real gritty, grimy stories, and seeing that fellas like us came up from the mud to where we are now. That's entertainment in itself.
You got records with Black Thought, Pusha T's, stuff like that. Like, what's it like working with them type of artists for you? You know what I mean?
Both of those dudes was already familiar with us. You know what I'm saying? So I reached out, and then it was all love, man. They reached back like, yo, let's do it. I want to be a part of it. Let's do it.
I know that gotta be like a surreal feeling, man.
Sometimes I can't believe it, to be honest with you. Sometimes I feel like this is a dream. You know what I mean? I be like, yo, nah, I'm gonna wake up. You know what I mean? And then another feeling come over me is like, man, we belong here, and that's why I just stay involved in the work. Cause if it's a dream, I don't want to wake up, man. I'm gonna stay in it.
You already know, man. It was good chopping it up with you, man. Picking your brain. It's gonna get litter and litter. Keep doing your thing, Buzzy. I love you, and you already know, man. Talk to you soon, King.
I love you too, Buzz. You know I'm flying the flag, man. Big Griselda.
We don't do no price talk, cause I already know they numbers. Plus me and your old connect was tighter than them Doje runners. First